Hi and welcome to RCKicks. On today's show we're back working on the ultimate Clod. Yes, we're getting closer to the finish line. On the last episode of this we built the whole chassis up and we got all the axles reconditioned and upgraded and fitted, and it was almost at the point where we could bring it to life. Well, we've got a few more updates and we work on the body. So let's crack on. You're going to like this one. Hit it, Charlie. So progress has been made. Before we unveil where we are today, let's just go through some of the things that's been happening since the last video. Now, obviously, if you haven't seen the previous video, this is not really going to make much sense. So I'll put a link up here. Go watch that before coming back to here. There's no point just sitting through this, as you're going to miss a lot of cool stuff, especially when we built the chassis. And a lot of it is really nice. So go watch that if you haven't already. Right, I assume you have, so we'll crack on. Now, in the end of the last video, we were almost ready to fire it up, but I didn't have any motors. I was contemplating putting silver cans in this, but quite a few of you jumped out and said, get these, get these. So I went and had a look at them and I got them at a reasonable price. So I thought, yes, I'll take your advice. And I went with these Radian Reedy 17 turns. Now, not only are they pretty good quality, and since I've arrived, I've had a good nose at them and they are actually really nice. They have adjustable timing and they come set at 0. Now, if you don't have a monster truck or dual motor car, what does that mean? Well, because you run one motor on the front axle and another on the rear, believe it or not, the axle's turned around the other way, so it runs in reverse. So when you put your motors on each axle, one runs in this direction and one runs in that direction. And the problem is that if you have advanced timing on your motors, this motor will be different to this one because it's going in reverse. So if it's advanced, so you'll end up with two motors that are the same, but performing differently, which you don't want. So these are adjustable timing. And also they're set to 0, which means that these will run forward and backwards exactly the same, performing exactly the same. So that's good for a monster truck. So I picked these up and they just arrived. There is one small problem, and that is I ordered 2 new pinions and they haven't arrived yet. So that's why they're still in the box, because I can't fit them because I've got no pinions. So that's the first little snafu. So what else? So the next thing is these Clod tyres and rims. Well, believe it or not, they're actually quite difficult to get hold of in the UK. They're, for some random reason, you just can't find them. But there's tons of kits around. Now, the only thing I can think of is that when you buy a Clod and you build it, you don't really wear out these massive tyres. So there's not a big demand for replacements. But I know what you're thinking. Gav, why do you need tyres and rims? You've got some. Well, these don't actually belong to this. I kind of stole them from this, my Tamiya Agrius. But I know what you're thinking. There's no Clod wheels and tyres on an Agrius. Yes, I'm not a big fan of the kit wheels that you get on this, so I actually last year upgraded to Clod wheels and tyres. And yes, I had the same problem finding them back then. So that's what I took off this and put on that for the first build. But obviously I wanted to replace them, as I don't want to put the kit wheels back on this because this looks epic with Clod wheels on it. Yeah, I know what you want to know. You want to know what's better, Clod or this? Well, I did a whole video on it, so I'll put a link at the end and you can find out. Also, you have to modify to get it to work, which I've obviously done. So that left me in the position of not having any Clod rims or tyres. Now, between you and me, I would love to get the aluminium rims, but at £150 odd a set, I want to try and keep this budget under control just a little bit. So I've just got hold of some standard Clod rims with the plastic ones. So they weren't too difficult to find, they were okay, but getting hold of tyres. Now, I couldn't really find any tyres anywhere in the UK, but I did find a set of different version tyres that are from a third party. So I bought them online. Yes, they were still 70 odd pound, but unfortunately there was 4 in stock, and when the eBay seller got back from holiday, he was going to post them and he realised he only had 2. So that put me back a little bit. So I just got a refund this morning, and I was like, what am I going to do? I need to find some tyres. So I carried on scouring the internet, as obviously I'm looking for tyres in the UK, because if I have to import them from outside, 1, they take ages to arrive, 2, shipping is expensive, 3, import tax is super expensive, and handling fee. So I've got to find some that are in the UK. Well, turns out Model Sport happened to have a set of Proline Destroyer tyres. Now, I've never seen these before, but after looking into them, they look really good. So I took the money that I saved from the other tyres and I bought these, and they're fractionally cheaper as well. But the main thing I really like about them is they are modelled on proper monster truck tyres. 2, they are more race-focused tyres, which is perfect because I'm using a race chassis. So the actual face of the tyre is much flatter. Also, the big grooves that are in the tyre have been shaven down, which means you get better traction. So it should help improve the handling of the Clod, which is a double tick for me. So they're on order, and fingers crossed there's 4, because I just checked and they're out of stock now. So I pray there is 4 of them. They seem to sell them in 2s, but who's going to buy them in 2s when you need 4? So we'll just have to watch this space, and if that doesn't pan out, I'm not sure what we're going to do. So we pretty much covered all the trials and tribulation. I should just shut up and show you the car. Now, I have put quite a few photographs out on the RCKicks forums and Patreons and stuff, as I really liked it. So you've probably seen it already, as well as I'm sure the thumbnail of this video and the previous video was of this anyway. But hey, we'll gloss over that, won't we? Let's look at it. There you go. Absolutely stunning. Super easy to paint. I just blew it out in the red, and then I did the top in the bed in black, and then I just put the flat clear on it. I did have a load of blockhead stickers that I just bought, so I thought maybe I'll do that, and I liked the different contrast in color with the text, keeping it super simple. I got a little bit on the back of the front, and then I went around and I edged everything. So it didn't take me very long. I smoked the windows, and I'm really happy with it. Now, the main reason for this body in the first place is because it's super light. Going with a standard hard body Clod, they're very heavy, and of course pushing weight up high is not great for handling. So this time I wanted something that was going to be more race focused, and this is really light, this body. But there's an issue. When I was looking at the Proline tyres, their demo monster truck has that beautiful old Chevy body on it, and it looks amazing. So I must admit, I am super tempted to put a different body on it as well. So maybe I'll do a hard body or something that would be more to a higher level, which will be for Shelf Queen, and then when I run it, I'll just use this body to run it, as that's kind of how I'm kind of leaning. Don't know, comment below, let me know what would be a really cool body to put on this. Maybe I'll get it pro painted just to really lift it for show and stuff like that. I don't know, it won't be on the show anytime soon, but I must admit I love the look of that demo truck that they did. So we'll see, maybe I'll hunt around and see what I can find. Anyway, we're going to cut to a montage to show you what it looks like up close. Hit it, Charlie!